My name is Kelly Lovell. I'm CEO of MyEffect Inc., which is a big data company that looks to use self-adaptive computing and blockchain to track skills that youth earn through volunteering to help them differentiate and improve their employment by showing things beyond just their education. And so Girls in STEM is a popular topic that I'm very passionate about because I am one. I see that STEM is sometimes, we see it as a career path, but for me, I saw it as a means of innovation to solve a problem. My work comes rooted in youth empowerment and leadership development, and I saw twofold. There's two types of kind of groups of youth. Your overachiever, actively involved in a lot of things, and then you have this other subgroup who is not yet involved, but is maybe looking and wants to, but just doesn't know how. And so you had this gap. And I saw in both elements, youth could gain skills through volunteering and extracurriculars, but there wasn't a way to tangibly track that and use it as a way to improve their employment or get them into school and things like that. And for those who were struggling, that volunteer skill building was essential for them to help build up perhaps struggling grades and other circumstances. So I saw technology as a way to start to capture that and bridge that gap. Once I became a founder of a technology company, I realized quite quickly the gender gap, as I was the only female in the room a lot of the times, and the pressures to even being that female in the room to conform, to kind of dull my look, to go more stereotypical. And I found that if I was experiencing that many girls who have not yet explored the pathway might too. So a lot of my work now focuses on empowering girls in STEM and also shifting the narrative a little bit to see STEM as more of a 21st century skill that all youth should have rather than necessarily just a career path that if I want to be a developer, that's the only reason I get STEM skills. In the next decade, it's estimated that over 65% of the jobs youth will hold aren't even created yet. We don't know what the future is going to hold, but we do know that technology in STEM is going to be a fabric of that. And with that in mind, there's in the next 5 years, over 2 million jobs are going to be made in STEM fields. So there's a great opportunity for young people who, right now, in the face of very high unemployment, can start to chart a path. With that being said, you don't need to necessarily pursue just a STEM path to benefit from those skills. If you're in marketing, knowing how to use HTML and CSS will save you tons of time in doing a marketing website. And so what I would challenge you today is view STEM almost like the 21st century cursive. You don't need to learn calligraphy and go all in, but at least learn how to write a signature, because that's going to serve you and that's going to come up in your career regardless of what field you enter. You can have the best idea or innovation in the world, and you may have created something fantastic, but if you can't articulate that value to others, even your value of yourself in a job interview, it's going to be a real challenge. So I think public speaking and communication to articulate your ideas is really important. One of the advantages of digitalization in our interconnected world is there's so many things online, free YouTube tutorials, where you can pick up those skills and self-learn if you have the initiative. There's an ability to have less barriers, I think, for when we talk about things like inclusion and things, because you might have someone who's not as mobile, but they can work at home and do coding and other things. It opens up opportunities to move beyond sometimes initial barriers, but it does take the initiative sometimes to learn it on your own.